Get your stuff back and step into greatness. Get your stuff back and step into greatness. A motivational speech inspired by Evy Poumpour. There comes a moment in life when you realize that you've given away too much of yourself. Your peace, your joy, your confidence, your power. Somewhere along the way, life's disappointments, heartbreaks, and betrayals caused you to lose parts of who you were created to be. But today, I came to remind you, it's time to get your stuff back. The enemy may have taken your confidence, your laughter, your self-worth, or your faith, but it's not gone forever. It's still yours, waiting for you to reach out and take it back. You cannot step into greatness carrying the weight of shame, regret, or fear. You cannot rise when your spirit is still chained to the past. So, this is the season to stand up, lift your head, and declare, I'm taking back what's mine. Your peace, your confidence, your purpose, all of it belongs to you. Stepping into greatness isn't about being perfect. It's about taking ownership. You've got to stop giving your power away to what happened and start owning what happens next. Life has already shown you who's real and what's fake. It has stripped away what was temporary so you could see what's eternal. And in that revelation, there is freedom. Because greatness requires ownership, not excuses. You can't be powerful and pitiful at the same time. You have to choose one. You have to say, yes, I've been through pain. Yes, I've lost things, but I'm still here, and I still have purpose. The world doesn't owe you healing. You owe it to yourself to rise again. And let me tell you something. Forgiveness is part of that rising. You cannot walk into greatness while carrying bitterness. Bitterness blocks blessings. Forgiveness doesn't mean what they did was okay. It means you're refusing to let it poison your future. You release so you can rise. You let go so you can grow. The moment you forgive, you make room for joy to enter again. That's how you heal. That's how you get your stuff back. Not just physically or emotionally, but spiritually. You were not created just to survive. You were born to thrive. For too long, you've been in survival mode, trying to get through instead of breaking through. But survival was only supposed to be a season, not a lifestyle. Now it's time to step into your divine purpose. The pain that tried to destroy you was actually shaping you. Every closed door was directing you. Every loss was a lesson preparing you for elevation. You are not behind, you are being positioned. Greatness isn't found in comfort, it's found in courage. When you stop reacting to what life throws at you and start creating what you were destined for, you become unstoppable. But here's the truth, elevation demands separation. You can't take everyone with you. Not everyone can handle your next level. Some people are connected to your history but have no place in your destiny. You have to protect your peace, your focus, and your future. Don't be afraid to walk alone, because when you choose to grow, God will align you with new people, new opportunities, and new strength. This is not the time to shrink yourself to fit old places. It's time to rise. It's time to shine. It's time to step into greatness with confidence and conviction. The power you've been searching for is already inside you. You don't need validation. You need activation. So today, make the decision: I'm done waiting for permission. I'm done carrying what broke me. I'm done apologizing for my light. I'm done living small. I'm getting my stuff back. My peace, my power, my identity, my destiny, all of it. This is my comeback season, my restoration era, my time to walk boldly into the greatness I was born for. Because when God says it's your time, no force on earth can stop it. Now rise up, reclaim everything that belongs to you, and step into your greatness. GTO yours to UF basque and step into giriatines. There comes a moment in life when you look around and realize that somewhere along the way, you lost pieces of yourself. You lost your fire, your confidence, your peace, your focus, your joy. Life happened, disappointment hit, betrayal stung, dreams got delayed, and the weight of responsibilities slowly dimmed your light. You started playing small because life taught you to settle. But this is your wake up call. It's time to get your stuff back and step into greatness. You've been in recovery mode for too long, trying to survive seasons that were meant to grow you. But you weren't created just to survive, you were created to rise, to build, and to walk in purpose. The greatness inside you has been waiting patiently for the moment you finally remember who you are. You may have lost time, trust, or direction. But you didn't lose your destiny. What God placed in you can't be taken, it can only be buried, and now it's time to dig it out again. When I say, get your stuff back, I'm not just talking about material things. I'm talking about your identity, your joy, your self-worth, your courage, your power. Somewhere along the journey, you gave those things away, piece by piece, day by day, moment by moment, until you looked in the mirror and barely recognized the person staring back. But hear this, what you lost doesn't define you. What you choose to reclaim will. This is your season of spiritual recovery. The years the enemy tried to steal from you. The years you spent doubting, crying, settling. God is ready to restore in double. But you have to take the first step. You can't walk into greatness holding on to guilt, resentment, or fear. You can't hold on to what broke you and expect to rise above it. You have to let go of who you were to become who you're called to be. Greatness doesn't come from comfort. It's born out of pressure, pain, and persistence. Every time you were rejected, every time you failed, every time you cried yourself to sleep, that wasn't the end of your story. That was the foundation being laid for your next chapter. You thought those moments were breaking you, but they were actually building you. You thought you were losing, but you were being refined. The very thing that made you question your strength was the thing that was proving your strength. Sometimes God allows everything to fall apart just to show you what can no longer go with you. Because elevation demands separation. There are people, habits, and mindsets that were good for where you were, but they are poison for where you're going. You have to release what's expired so you can receive what's divine. You've been surviving on autopilot, doing what's necessary but not what's meaningful. But the time has come to stop reacting to life and start creating it. Stop waiting for validation and start walking in authority. You don't need anyone's permission to step into your greatness. The power you've been praying for has been sitting inside you all along, waiting for you to believe in it again. You are not behind. You are being prepared. Every delay was divine timing. Every setback was spiritual training. Every loss was making room for greater gain. When you understand that, you stop asking, why me, and start declaring, watch me. Because nothing hits harder than a person who got back up after being counted out. But here's the truth. You cannot reclaim your power without forgiveness. Some of you are still stuck in cycles of pain because you're carrying what should have been released. Forgiveness doesn't mean it didn't hurt. It means you've decided the hurt no longer has control. When you forgive, you free yourself. You take back your emotional energy and redirect it toward your future. Don't let what broke you keep breaking you. Close that chapter with grace and walk into your next one with gratitude. Because your greatness can't flow through a bitter heart. It only flows through a healed one. So today, I dare you to make a declaration. I'm getting my stuff back. My peace that fear tried to steal, my vision that doubt tried to cloud, my voice that pain tried to silence. I'm taking it all back. I'm reclaiming my energy, my confidence, my calling, and my joy. I'm done apologizing for being powerful. I'm done shrinking to make others comfortable. I'm done carrying what's no longer mine. I'm stepping into my season of recovery, my season of alignment, my season of divine restoration. I may have been broken, but I'm not defeated. I may have been delayed, but I'm not denied. I may have lost a few battles, but the war is already won. Because when God decides it's your time, no one can stop it. You've been through the valley, you've faced the fire, and now it's time for your elevation. Step into your greatness boldly, fearlessly, unapologetically. The pain was necessary, the lessons were divine, and the comeback will be undeniable. Get your stuff back, your dream, your strength, your hope, your faith, and walk into the version of you that was always destined to shine. Because greatness was never lost. It's been waiting for you all along. And now, it's your time. Rai-il-imo your power tirasi after the fall. There comes a time when you realize that the version of you who kept shrinking, pleasing, and settling has reached their limit. You've played small for too long, dimming your own light so others could shine. You've been pouring into everyone else's cup while your own ran empty. You've been surviving on half strength, half faith, and half belief in yourself. But today, something inside you is awakening. Today, you are reclaiming your power. Because no one can hold you down unless you hand them the keys. No one can silence you unless you agree to stay quiet. No one can steal your joy unless you let them. The truth is, you've always had the power. You just forgot where you placed it. And life, with all its storms and struggles, was designed to remind you exactly where to find it again. You see, the fall was never meant to destroy you, it was meant to reveal you. Every broken piece, every closed door, every painful ending. It was shaping the strength you carry now. The old you had to fall apart for the new you to rise. And this new you, this version doesn't beg for validation, doesn't settle for less, doesn't live in fear. This version moves with purpose, stands in peace, and radiates confidence. Reclaiming your power starts with one simple truth: you are responsible for your life. Not your parents, not your past, not your pain. You. The day you stop blaming and start building is the day your power returns. Because ownership creates transformation. You cannot heal in the same place where you keep pointing fingers. You cannot grow while clinging to excuses. Power begins the moment you say, I take responsibility for my energy, my mindset, and my choices. That's when you shift from victim to victor. That's when you stop waiting for life to be fair and start making life work for you. You were never meant to be ordinary. You were designed to stand out. But the world can't see your greatness until you do. Stop waiting for someone to hand you permission slips to your own destiny. The validation you're chasing is an illusion. The only approval that matters is the one you give yourself. Every time you doubt your worth, you're giving away your power. Every time you replay old failures, you're watering the wrong garden. You can't step into your future while obsessing over the past. The energy you spend on regret is the same energy that could build your comeback. So shift your focus. Stop saying, I can't believe I failed, and start declaring, I can't wait to rise again. Because you will rise again. The same God who allowed the storm is the same one who gave you the strength to survive it. You didn't go through all that pain for nothing. Every tear, every heartbreak, every lonely night, it all had purpose. It was refining you, preparing you, strengthening you. You may have lost people, opportunities, and seasons, but you didn't lose yourself. You just forgot where you placed your fire. And now it's time to pick it back up. You cannot rise while holding on to what's heavy. That means you've got to release what no longer serves you. The grudges, the guilt, the overthinking, the need to control outcomes. Some of you are trying to move forward with people who are tied to your past. You keep revisiting old chapters God already closed. But you can't heal in the same environment that hurt you. You can love people and still leave them. You can forgive them and still move on. Reclaiming your power is not revenge, it's redemption. It's saying, I no longer need to prove who I am. I know who I am. Power is peace, not control. It's self-trust, not validation. It's walking away quietly when chaos calls your name and choosing peace instead of reaction. And let me tell you this, your fall did not disqualify you. It developed you. Stop discrediting yourself because of where you've been. Your pain has purpose. Your scars are not shame. They're proof that you survived what tried to destroy you. The same people who doubted you will one day have to watch you rise. Because when God rebuilds you, He does it publicly. The same place where you fell will become the place where you flourish. But first, you must believe you deserve it. Power flows through belief. And belief is the fuel of destiny. When you know who you are, you stop begging for what's already yours. You stop settling for what doesn't align with your purpose. You stop apologizing for your anointing. You walk with your head high, shoulders back, heart open, not because life is perfect, but because you finally understand that you are powerful beyond measure. So this is your moment, your rise after the fall, your restoration season, your comeback chapter. You're no longer the broken version of yourself trying to survive. You're the reborn version ready to thrive. The fire that once burned out is igniting again. The dreams that once seemed distant are drawing closer. The confidence that once faded is returning stronger. You're not here by accident. You're here because purpose refused to let you quit. So breathe deep, lift your head, and say it with conviction. I am palpable. I am chosen. I am ready. The version of you that once doubted is gone. The version of you that once feared is done. Now it's time to step into the version of you that was destined, bold, unbreakable, and unstoppable. The fall prepared you for the rise, and the rise begins right now. Reclaim your power, step into your purpose, and walk unapologetically into your greatness. Because your rise is not coming someday. Your rise is now. Gomwell Kini Ay to rise Agher. There comes a moment in your life when holding on starts to hurt more than letting go. You've carried the weight of what was, hoping it would one day become what it used to be. But deep down, you know, it's over. The friendship, the relationship, the opportunity, the version of yourself you keep trying to revive. It's time to release it. Because you cannot step into your future while dragging the dead weight of your past. Letting go isn't weakness, it's strength. It's the act of trusting that what's meant for you will never require you to beg, chase, or lose yourself to keep it. Some of the greatest blessings in your life will come disguised as endings, because endings force evolution. The truth is, you can't become who you're meant to be while holding on to who you used to be. The pain you feel right now is not punishment. It's preparation. God is pruning what no longer serves your growth, because where you're going, not everything and not everyone can come. And if you want to rise higher, you have to learn how to let go, not just of people, but of pain, fear, guilt, and the need to control what's already been written. You see, letting go is not about giving up. It's about growing up. It's realizing that closure doesn't always come with an explanation, and healing doesn't always come with an apology. Sometimes, you have to accept that the chapter ended, and that peace is more valuable than understanding. Too many people stay stuck because they're waiting for clarity when all they really need is courage. The courage to walk away, the courage to start over, the courage to believe that what's ahead is greater than what's behind. You can't rise when you're anchored to resentment. You can't receive new blessings while holding on to old burdens. You have to release what broke you to make room for what will build you. The moment you stop asking, why did they leave? And start saying, thank God they did, you begin to understand that rejection was protection all along. Every person who walked away was part of God's plan to make space for your transformation. Letting go doesn't just mean releasing people. It means releasing identities that no longer fit. You're not who you were a year ago. You've outgrown certain conversations, environments, and mindsets. Stop trying to fit into spaces that your spirit has outgrown. Growth will always make you uncomfortable because it demands that you shed the familiar. You can't soar if you're still trying to stay grounded with those who fear the sky. Some connections were meant to be lessons, not lifetimes. Stop resenting people for not being permanent. Thank them for their purpose. Every person, every experience, every heartbreak was molding you into a higher version of yourself. Pain is not the end. It's the invitation to transformation. When you let go, you make space for elevation, for joy, for peace, and for divine alignment. But let's be real, letting go is not easy. It's messy. It hurts. It feels like losing a piece of yourself. But what if you're not losing yourself at all? What if you're finding yourself? What if the pain is not punishment, but purification? What if God is removing what's temporary so you can finally receive what's eternal? Sometimes He has to break your heart to break your habits. Sometimes He has to close doors you're too afraid to shut yourself. It's not rejection, it's redirection. And every time you let go of something that's beneath your purpose, you prove to heaven that you're ready for more. Don't cling to what's comfortable just because you're scared of what's next. The discomfort you feel is not a sign you're lost. It's a sign you're leveling up. Every ending is the beginning of something greater, but you'll never see it if your hands are still full of what's gone. So release it. The old narrative, the need for control, the constant overthinking. You don't have to understand everything to trust that it's working in your favor. You don't have to fix everyone to finally fix yourself. Let go of the pain so you can hold on to peace. Let go of the fear so you can embrace faith. Let go of what broke you so you can finally breathe again. Because freedom doesn't come from holding tighter. It comes from surrender. When you release what no longer aligns with your soul, you become lighter, clearer, and stronger. You stop existing and start living. You stop surviving and start thriving. You stop chasing closure from people who were never meant to complete you and start finding wholeness within yourself. And when you finally let go, something powerful happens. The universe rearranges itself to honor your courage. Doors you didn't even know existed begin to open. Peace floods your mind where chaos once lived. You start attracting people who see your worth instead of questioning it. You start walking in purpose instead of wandering in pain. That's the beauty of letting go. It's not the end of your story, it's the start of your freedom. So today, make the decision to release it all. The memories, the expectations, the hurt, the fear, and trust that what's meant for you will always find its way. Let go not because you're weak, but because you're wise. Because you know your future is too big to be trapped in what's behind you. Walk away from what drains you and walk boldly into what develops you. The moment you release, you rise. The moment you surrender, you soar. Because true power is not in holding on, it's in having the faith to finally let go. Ta silan batel Dien no onanais moiti chinji. There comes a point in everyone's life when the applause stops, the crowd disappears, and you're left standing alone. Just you and your thoughts, your fears, your faith, and your dreams. That's where the real battle begins, in silence. The silent battle is the one no one sees, the nights you cried yourself to sleep, but still showed up in the morning with a smile. The moments when you doubted your worth, but still pushed forward. The days when giving up would have been easier but you chose to endure. This is the battlefield of greatness. Not in public victory but in private resilience. The strongest people are not the ones who shout their success. They're the ones who whisper to themselves, "I will not quit," when everything in them wants to. The silent battle is sacred because that's where God meets you. Not in the noise of recognition, but in the quiet of perseverance. It's in those hidden moments of pain, confusion, and doubt that your spirit is being forged into something unbreakable. You see, everyone celebrates the win, but few understand the war. People see the success, not the sacrifice. They see the crown, not the cost. What they don't see are the sleepless nights, the prayers whispered through tears, the loneliness that comes with chasing purpose. But don't despise your silent seasons. Don't curse the darkness that hides your progress, because what you build in private will be rewarded in public. Every seed of effort, every tear of faith, every small step you take when no one's clapping, those are the moments heaven records. Greatness is not birthed in crowds, it's formed in caves. David didn't become a king when the crown was placed on his head. He became one in the fields when no one was watching. The same goes for you. You're being shaped in silence for a destiny that will speak loudly. The silent battle is where discipline is born. When no one is watching, will you still do the work? When no one praises you, will you still show up? When no one believes in you, will you still believe in yourself? This is where many fall. Not because they're weak, but because they mistake visibility for validation. Just because you're unseen doesn't mean you're unworthy. Just because no one notices your growth doesn't mean it's not happening. The seed doesn't complain about being buried. It understands that darkness is necessary for growth. You, too, must embrace your hidden season. Because the world doesn't need another loud voice. It needs someone who has been refined in silence. Someone whose character has been tested by pressure and whose heart has been strengthened by fire. And yes, it's hard. The silence can be suffocating. The isolation can feel like abandonment. You may pray and hear nothing back. You may work and see no results. You may give your best and still wonder if it's enough. But hear me, just because God is silent doesn't mean He's absent. His silence is strategy. He's watching how you handle waiting. He's testing your patience, stretching your faith, and strengthening your endurance. The waiting room is not wasted time. It's preparation. Don't rush out of your process because you're uncomfortable. Diamonds are made under pressure, not comfort. You're being polished, not punished. Every delay is divine. Every hardship is holy. You're not stuck, you're being shaped. So, fight your silent battle with courage. Keep showing up even when you feel unseen. Keep praying even when you hear nothing. Keep believing even when it looks impossible. Because the breakthrough often comes right after the breakdown. The moment you feel like giving up is usually the moment you're closest to your miracle. You've come too far to quit now. You didn't survive all those storms just to sink here. You've cried too many tears, sacrificed too much, endured too many nights of pain to let it all go to waste. Keep going. Not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. Greatness is not for the comfortable, it's for the consistent. And remember, when you finally rise, and you will rise, your story will carry power. The same pain that once broke you will one day become your platform. The same silence that once scared you will become the space where you found your strength. You'll look back and realize that every lonely night, every quiet struggle, every tear you thought went unnoticed, it was all building you into the person you were meant to become. The silent battle was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to define you. You are not the same person who walked into the storm. You are wiser, tougher, and stronger. The world might not know the full story of what you've endured, but your resilience speaks louder than any words ever could. So, stand tall in your silence. Let your pain become purpose. Let your waiting become worship. Let your scars become strength. Don't wait for applause. Heaven is already cheering you on. You're fighting a battle that will bless generations after you. You're building a legacy of faith, grit, and victory. And when your time comes, when the door finally opens and the world finally sees what you've built, they'll call it overnight success. But you'll know the truth, it was years of unseen struggle, quiet faith, and relentless perseverance. You'll smile, not because you need validation, but because you know, you won the silent battle. Dio naut gvup. Yo brogich as silos rtnwo. There comes a moment when life pushes you to your breaking point, when nothing seems to work, when your prayers feel unanswered, when every door seems to close right in your face. You look at the path ahead and wonder, what's the point of trying anymore? You've been fighting for so long that you're tired. Tired of hoping, tired of believing, tired of showing up. But listen to me, this is not where your story ends. This is where it begins again. Do not give up. The pressure you're feeling right now is not a sign of failure. It's a sign that something is about to break. Not you, but the barriers standing in your way. Every time you thought you were being buried, you were actually being planted. The soil may be dark, the process may be painful, but that's how growth happens. You're not losing, you're becoming. You're not defeated, you're developing. Sometimes God lets everything fall apart so you can finally see that He's been building something stronger in you all along. You see, everyone wants success, but few are willing to endure the struggle. Everyone wants the crown, but no one wants the crushing. But the crushing is where the anointing is produced. The moments when you feel forgotten are the moments you're being refined. You might not see the purpose now, but one day you'll look back and realize that every delay, every heartbreak, every setback was divine preparation. Don't mistake silence for absence. God's silence doesn't mean He's left you. It means He's working behind the scenes. The breakthrough always comes after the battle feels unbearable. You may not understand what He's doing, but trust that He's not done. What looks like the end is just the turning point. You're closer to your breakthrough than you think. The mountain you're climbing isn't there to stop you. It's there to make you stronger, to stretch your faith, to remind you that you were never meant to quit halfway up. Do not give up because greatness is never built in comfort. Every person who has ever achieved something remarkable has walked through a season where giving up felt easier than holding on, but they made a choice to keep going. And that's what you must do now. Keep going when the results don't show. Keep going when no one believes. Keep going when your heart hurts and your mind doubts. You have to believe that your effort is not wasted, that your pain is not pointless. Sometimes God allows the storm to reveal what's unshakable inside you. Sometimes He delays your blessing because He's still building your foundation. If He gave you what you asked for too soon, it might destroy you. But when you've been refined through fire, you'll be ready to carry what's yours without losing yourself in the process. So don't let tiredness make you forfeit what you've been praying for. Don't let temporary pain blind you to permanent purpose. You've come too far to turn back now. Do not give up when you're misunderstood. Do not give up when people doubt your worth. Do not give up when the enemy whispers that you're not enough. The devil doesn't attack the weak. He attacks what's valuable. The very fact that you're under pressure means there's something powerful inside you that threatens darkness. You're not just fighting for yourself, you're fighting for every dream, every prayer, every promise tied to your destiny. When you quit, the chain breaks, not just for you but for everyone connected to your victory. You are carrying legacy in your hands. You are carrying purpose in your soul. You are carrying light in a world that's desperate for it. That's why the fight feels so heavy. Because you're not average, you're chosen. And chosen people don't quit. They may cry, crawl, stumble, and fall, but they rise every single time. So, when life knocks you down, don't stay there. Wipe your tears, catch your breath, and rise again. You are stronger than you think, braver than you feel, and closer than you know. Every storm ends. Every night turns to morning. Every mountain eventually bows to those who refuse to stop climbing. One day soon, you'll look back and realize that what tried to break you actually built you. The pain that made you question your strength became the reason you found it. The rejection that hurt you became the redirection that saved you. The season that felt like loss was actually preparation for gain. And when your moment comes, when that door opens, when that opportunity arrives, when the breakthrough finally manifests, it will all make sense. You'll realize why it had to take time, why it had to hurt, why it had to stretch you. Because purpose cannot be rushed, and faith cannot be faked. Do not give up. You may not see it now, but something beautiful is unfolding in the unseen. The pressure you feel is producing power. The waiting you hate is building wisdom. The silence you fear is shaping strength. Don't curse the process, trust it. You are in the middle of a masterpiece, and masterpieces take time. One day, you'll thank God for not letting you quit when quitting felt easier. You'll thank Him for every tear that became a seed, for every no that led to the right, less, for every door that closed because it protected your destiny. This is not your end. This is your evolution. You're not losing, you're learning. You're not stuck, you're being strengthened. So breathe, refocus, and keep walking. Because one step at a time, one prayer at a time, one act of faith at a time, you are moving closer to your miracle. The finish line is not behind you. It's ahead of you. So whatever you do, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how dark it seems, do not give up. Because your breakthrough is closer than you think.